Rupert, you knew where I'm going.
Another poem?
A great segue, actually. A poem from Rumi. It's 3 verses from a duplex, but only the middle verse is the one that I have question. I want you to add a commentary to that. عاشقی پیداست از زاری دل، نیست بیماری چو بیماری دل. عشق علت عاشق ز علتها جداست، عشق اسطرلاب اسرار خداست. عاشقی گرزین سر و گرزان سر است، عاقبت ما را بدان سر رهبر است. The middle verse means the lover's ailment is separate from all other ailments. Love is the key for the mysteries of the divine.
Love is the key for the
mysteries of the divine, the secrets of the divine. Rupert, what is love?
What is love? Well, I would prefer not to say anything at all. But if you insist, and in the context of Rumi's poem, I would suggest that love is the shining of God's presence in our hearts.
Is it just the feeling itself that we sense?
No, it's not a feeling. Love is not an emotion. Love is the nature of being, which shines when all our obscuring feelings subside. The obscuring feelings subside. Love, the nature of being, which is always present but not always felt, shines. Then the obscuring feelings rise again. Love seems to disappear. It doesn't. It has just failed. The obscuring feelings subside. The ever-present love shines again. Obscuring feelings arise, and it is obscured. And for this reason, we tend to think that love is just a feeling that alternates with sorrow. It's not. It's not. Darkness doesn't alternate with light. The sun's light is always there. We sometimes turn away from it, and then it seems to be dark, or then it is dark. But that doesn't mean that the sun is not there. It just means that we've turned away from it. So within the limits of the analogy, that light and darkness are not equal and opposite states. The light is always there. The sun is always there. We sometimes turn away from it, and we sometimes don't. But it is always there. Love is always there because it is the nature of being. It can be obscured. It can be revealed. But it is not just an equal and opposite emotion that fluctuates with hatred or conflict or unfriendliness. It's always there, obscured or revealed, but ever present, not always present, ever shining. It is the nature of being.
Is God love?
Sorry?
God is love?
God, yes, God is love.
Is it
exactly.
the nature of...
Love is just one of the common names, one of the street names for God. Yeah.
So it's the nature of God.
It's the nature of God, yes. So, because for God, what is God's experience of itself? Just I am. Because God cannot stand apart from itself and know itself in subject-object relationship. So in God's experience of itself, which is the only real, the only absolutely true experience, there is nothing objective. So in order for there to be something objective, there must be a subject from whose point of view it is known. The subject must stand apart from the object. But in God's experience of itself, it cannot stand apart from itself. Where would it go? So in God's experience of itself, there is just itself, just the experience I am. So for God, there is no otherness. There is no other, there's no object. There's nothing to be separate from. What's the common name for the absence of otherness? When we feel the absence of separation, what do we call it?
Unity?
Love.
Oh, okay.
Love. When we love someone, that's what we feel. We feel that we're no longer separate from them. So that's God's nature. It's all God knows. God knows nothing of hatred. It's not possible to know hatred, because what is hatred? Hatred, it is separation. In order to hate someone, you must stand apart from them. You must separate yourself. I hate you. God cannot have that experience because it cannot stand apart from anything. It cannot. It knows nothing. God knows nothing of hatred. God is just pure, eternal, changeless love. It's the experience that we refer to as love. It's what we as human beings, when we feel love, what we are feeling is God's nature, infinite being, shining in each of our finite minds.
Thank you.
Why is this experience of love often seemingly caused by meeting a friend? It's because up until the meeting with a friend, we're in a state of longing. We're in a state of expectation. But then we meet the friend, and the feeling of longing or expectation comes to an end because we're with the person we want to be with. So the longing, the expectation, which is a state of agitation, a state of seeking, it drops when we meet the friend. And as the expectation, the longing, the expectation drops, the background of being, which was always shining, now shines unobscured in our experience. And this feeling of love rises in us, and we say, I love you. Because you, the person, seem to be the cause of the experience I'm having. No, you, the person, are the cause of the cessation of the agitation of seeking. Because I'm now with the person I want to be with. I'm not seeking anything else. I've got what I want. So the seeking, the agitation, the expectation subsides. And the nature of being shines unobstructed. And this doesn't mean that we no longer seek relationship, but we no longer seek relationship for the purpose of finding love, because we've found the true source of love. We may still continue to seek a relationship, intimate or otherwise, but we do so for the purpose of expressing love, for sharing love, for celebrating love, not for finding love. And when and this is what's very beautiful about the friendships that arise on these gatherings, because we don't use each other as a means of acquiring love. So if you seek a friend for the purpose of acquiring love, the friendship is always tainted by our wanting something from the other person. But here, this very beautiful quality of friendship we have is because we're not seeking anything from each other. We're not wanting the other to fulfill our voracious need for love. We found the source of love in ourselves. We found the source of peace. So then our friends are relieved. We relieve our friends of the impossible demand of producing love for us. And then the real friendship, the expression of love, the sharing of love, the celebration of love can then shine without being tainted by our desire to get something from the other. And that's why the quality of friendship on these retreats is so beautiful.
I think Rumi is extremely pleased with this commentary. Thank you.
I learnt it from him.